If you don't like your current existence and you want a new one, you have to do new things. How do you do that?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mark Straying to the Philippines. Do you hate your life? Do you want it to be different? Well, it's not going to change unless you are active and do stuff to make the change. I found this cool little flow chart online, so we're going to go over it today. It's some silly doodles, but there's some deep truths here. So let's get started.
We all have things we don't like about our lives, and usually we just do nothing and then they stay the same. I used an old wooden TV for this. Do people still watch TV all day?
So right off the bat, he's correct. Inaction is like the number one dream killer out there. It's just so easy to be lazy and watch TV or be on your phone and browsing, wasting time on TikTok or social media. And even some good things, like if you're just easily content, like I was, that can cause an action to where you waste a lot of time in your life where it could have been a lot better just because you're easily happy, which is great. But imagine how much better your life could have been if you were motivated more.
Sometimes when we want a new existence, we put in effort, but we put it into the same old ideas that got us here in the first place.
So hard work and effort is great. It really is a great characteristic in a person. It's nothing like a good old fashioned hard worker. Unfortunately, hard work in and of itself does not get necessarily get results. You can't lift 100 pounds and of construction material around all day. And yes, you're a really hard worker, but you could have used the machine to lift it a lot quicker and easier. So the old saying, work smarter, not harder, is definitely true sometimes. And ideally, you could combine the two and say work harder and smarter, and that will produce results. That will completely change your life.
If you want a new life, you have to do new things, and one of the keys to knowing what they are is changing the parts of yourself that keep you on this cycle.
So he calls this the inner work. I would call it some reflection or self reflection, and that is taking genuine accountability for yourself and your actions and seeing what worked and what didn't work and owning up to it, good or bad, and also brainstorming and what can I do different and what can I do better and that sort of thing. It's a self reflection that will teach us about ourselves, but also it's like how they say defeat can be your greatest teacher. Like, a failure doesn't have to be a failure. A failure can be a stepping stone to the greatest success story of your life. This is often why men or women who get divorced and or come out of some tragedy, some terrible circumstance, why they're so much stronger afterwards, why their life dramatically improves. It's because they're in that trial by fire, but they had to, at some point, they were in that pit when they hit the bottom and they had to do some serious self reflection about how they got there and what they can do differently.
Every once in a while, I promote a book that's me doing something that makes my life better. And this one is for humans who want to be happy. Aren't you lucky? That's you. It's called The Inner Work, and it is about 250 pages of wisdom and diagrams.
So I'm not promoting this book. I've never read it. I'm not affiliated. I'm not sponsoring. I don't know anything about this book. The only reason I even left in the video is because the guy made the nice animation and chart. So I'm just gonna leave it there to give him credit. And if you want to check it out yourself, that's cool too. I'm not affiliated. I don't get anything. I've never read it. I have nothing to do with this. But if it helps, it helps. But everything else he said was spot on. You know how they say like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, and that's so true. And so it's just wasting your time, putting in a lot of effort. Like, imagine just trying to push like a heavy truck up a steep hill. You could, but why would you? You're just wasting a lot of time and energy. You're probably gonna hurt yourself. But you could just put the gas on and drive up the hill or get it towed, or there's so many other ways you could do it, right? And that's why you need to use your brain and think and be creative. And that's one reason why I push like being a digital nomad and retiring young and traveling overseas and all this stuff, and how like great the Philippines is and how much further the dollar goes and how we can live like a king here. That's why I push all that, because I know what it was like back home. I know it was like in the United States, how you work 9 to 5, then you work overtime and you cover other people's shifts, then you work 6 or 7 days a week and you don't have any money to show for it. And then your wife or your girlfriend's not happy because you're working all the time, or if you're not working all the time, she's not happy because you don't make enough money. And like, no matter what you do, you can't win, you can't get ahead. Your life's miserable back there. I know that. And if you keep, like this chart says, if you keep doing the same thing, you keep putting in the effort, you're just gonna get the same results. It's never gonna change. It's never gonna get better. Like, I wish it wasn't true. I wish if you just worked hard, life became great like it's supposed to, but that's not reality, unfortunately, especially in these hard economic times where there's a huge recession, where the inflation's terrible, where the jobs are terrible, where there's a dating crisis, a marriage crisis, a divorce crisis, where you can't, where rent is out of control, where you can't buy a house, where food prices have skyrocketed, where gas has skyrocketed, where fast food and groceries, you can't buy anything. You think that's all going to go away and fix itself? No. It's only going to get worse. There's all that mess, all that disaster, your unhappy, depressed, sad, miserable life over here. Or there's an alternative life. There's a new life. There's a different life. I keep calling it the promised land because it really is. The dollar just goes so much further over here if you can just get creative. You use your brain a little bit and, do that self-reflection. And what can I do differently on how do I be a digital nomad? They got all these tools online. You can teach yourself. I got hundreds of videos you can watch. I can help teach you. Where you can get paid hundreds of dollars to be a graphic designer, to edit videos, to do videos like this, to being a digital marketing, to being a virtual assistant, and playing video games. You can make hundreds of dollars playing video games. I've done videos on them. Feel free to check them out. But yeah, it's really up to you to change your life or not. If you want to keep being that miserable guy, go ahead. But if you want that to be transformed into something new, something happy, and to enjoy your life, definitely, it's up to you, but you gotta make the changes. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and I really appreciate it. I do more videos like this, and traveling the world in the Philippines and being a digital nomad and retiring young and all that cool stuff. Anyways, that's it for today. God bless. Peace.